I'm curious, do any of you, next generation down, have any traits, characteristics, behavior patterns that either make you feel good or make you feel uncomfortable, and you wonder if any of those can be traced back to
We're
us,
guilty.
that we're guilty of? Yes. Limit to the
And
first
he knows,
five.
and he knows what they are. He knows what the top one is. And you touched on it with the daydreaming. There are symptoms of attention deficit disorder without hyperactivity that all three of you have mentioned, each of you having in this discussion. And I didn't find out until 10th grade that I had attention deficit disorder without hyperactivity.
How old were you when you figured out you had that?
Only after we figured it out from him.
Yeah, okay.
I still
But-
haven't figured it out.
50s and 60s.
But the ability to focus really tightly on one thing for maybe an hour or so.
Or 5 hours or.
No, never be able to focus on for 5 or 8 hours. But then after about 20 minutes, if you're not intently working on something, if you're sitting in a classroom situation, getting distracted by something that's going off over here.
Do you know what distracted your father?
Or not so much getting distracted by something, but being aware of everything that's going on in a room. When you're driving down the road, being aware of who the person is that's driving the car that's coming the other way. I would drive down the road in Fort Collins, I'd see my mother coming the other way, and she'd be oblivious that I was driving. I'm driving down the road in Fort Collins, and I'd see my father's bug coming the other way, and as I'm raising my hand to wave to him, he's waving to me. Because and I'm not sure if this is an ADD thing or if this is an Illsley trait, but you're aware of your surroundings.
I don't know either. But I do know the ADD that showed up with your father in high school, sitting there with a camera, taking candid pictures of the teacher and everyone in the room, and coming home with wonderful pictures.
And terrible grades.
Terrible.
What'd you get out of school? Pictures.
And everyone liked him, and no one had any hard feelings, but somehow he just wasn't getting it done.
So what's kind of curious about that is, you were aware of it at the time, but even at the time, you didn't think it was a problem.
No one really knew of ADD at that time.
No, what I meant was,
yes, it was a
to
problem.
not paying attention in school and taking photos. Did you think that was something you should
I
do
knew
differently?
it. Well, taking photos was fun, and it was the self-discipline of, hey, I should not be taking photos. I should be doing this instead. That self-discipline I did not have. And I'll tell you where I got self-discipline, where I learned it. Right here.
The daydreamer.
A disciplined daydreamer.
Because he had his compartment training, and then he had his compartment.
When we came down to Washington, D.C. and got together with Gilly and started Ockley, and we were picking up eyeglasses in the morning to go and had to deliver them in the afternoon, there was a commitment that had to be done. I was the one who had to do it.
That's right.
And so if I was off on the motorcycle delivering glasses and I really wanted to stop and see the fellow at Fuller and Delaware, no, I can't. I cannot do this. I have to go on and do it. And that's where I picked up the discipline.
Okay. When I came home from having worked in China with the same place where Walter was, and it kind of greased the ways for me to get a job with Perry and O'Brien and so forth. I came home Christmas of '47. Norman was in college at Michigan State, but he was flunking out.
Oh, yeah.
And
If they'd had a computer side, I'd been flunked out. They were doing it like this and they didn't catch up.
He was flunking out. And so he quit school without actually flunking out. He quit school and came to came to
I
help
was going to
build
go
the
to
house.
China. Quit school because I was going to go to China.
Yeah,
which
but it was a little late for that because that
Yeah.
was winding down. But he came and joined me, and we started fixing up the house that we had bought for Mutti in Washington, Connecticut, and then we got involved in optical coating laboratory. Yeah, Washington.
Okay.
Washington.
Yeah.
Washington. And got involved. Normie was one of the ones who helped to found optical coating laboratory, and then finally, when 3 years were up, I moved out to Santa Rosa, and Norman went back to school. And I should point out, by then, Normie had done well enough with his ADD that he, I believe, has the highest level of formal education of the three brothers. How far did you go?
You got a
You have a
master's?
master's?
Got my master's.
Yeah.
And
Two
you-
masters.
Okay.
You got two masters.
Two masters.
I'll raise you a master.
Yes.
I was wondering what year you really started off. I just
1948.
Okay.
In '51, we moved to California. Drove out there, a Dodge pickup with a trailer on it, and a Ford stake rack.
But talking about the ADD and so forth, yes, he had it, but someplace along the line, he did figure out how to
Compensate for it.
Well,
compensate.
And when did
Well,
you
it
stop?
also did take him till he was 50 to get his second master's.
Wow.
Hey, I just wish the rest of us would go back to school.
Really?
Do it right now.
Right.
But like you're daydreaming. When do you remember not being a daydreamer anymore?
Yesterday?
I mean, how were you to have the discipline with Ockley? Was that just because you liked it so much, or?
College.
Helen, any comments on your observation whether I stay focused or not?
Well, I think it's extremely focused. So focused that he doesn't know what's going on half the time.
Oh, so what it is you're focused on whatever your daydream happens to be at that moment.
Exactly. Yeah, I get one specific thing.
Now, was your daydreaming
It's
always
gonna
like
be
that?
it's gonna be to get that LSM home from Greece, and boy, it is all on that.
So
yeah.
is that really daydreaming, or just focusing on something
No,
that no
the
one else wanted you to
daydreaming-
focus on?
No, the daydreaming, the daydreaming that immobilized me was when I was a young kid, 10 years old, 12 years old. But by the
By high
time that I
school,
was,
you were well focused.
yeah, by high school, I knew what had to
the
be
score
done,
was.
Yeah.
what the score was. In the Navy, I always got the things done. I still kind of dream and have plans, but they don't stand in the way of getting the immediate thing done.